things that Muslims do and in groups and in cultures and what they hold on to, and then how that gets like dealt with in Western society. So one of the big things in the news this week was the hijab ban. Well, strange, very strange.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on around US, Canada, UK, now France? Like, who's left?
Yeah. We should
like dominoes, bro.
I mean, it's like wearing your need to control people on your sleeve. Like there is because it's a sense of, and especially with women, right? Like, because like women are our honor is wrapped in our women. I say that in
a very patriarchal sense or whatever.
Like our honor is wrapped in our women. And so generally what women can wear and not wear, a lot of men can have, I mean, I hear it's a lot with Muslims, right? A lot of men have a lot of opinions on what women should or should not wear. What is modest dress? What is hijab dress? What is this? What is that? I hear a lot of talk. And then when you go to, and ultimately it doesn't matter. I find it pointless. I don't like to hear that type of talk. I'd rather like listen to a woman tell me why she dresses the way that she does. If there is a consciousness to, like, regardless of, I don't care if she's conscious of why she dresses the way she dresses, but if you can articulate why you dress the way you do, and if it is in fact purposeful, or if it's just, I wear what I got. Like, this is what I grew up wearing. This is what I wear.
Yeah. But then there are also just, cultural factors, the socioeconomic factors. And then we get to like sort of this philosophical like factor of like feminist or not feminist or whatever.
Yeah, and
can't like everyone just wear their own clothes and everyone just like look in the mirror?
Well, that's
first,
the thing.
Clean up the image in the mirror and then start like looking at girls or this or whoever, anyone.
And forcing people to change how they dress is okay, this is what you're wearing now. This is what you're wearing. You can't wear a mask, but if it's a medical mask, okay, sure. If it's a mask to stop, okay. But if it's, oh man, this is a slippery slope. And so it actually means there's a thing in religious sort of discussion on orthopraxy versus orthodoxy. And orthodoxy is about what you believe. And there's a big focus on what you believe, because faith is what gets you into salvation, whatever that is. It's the way in what you believe. And so controlling what you believe is it can be tied to a lot of guilt if you don't actually believe what it is that you are supposed to believe. And then, you got yourself, it's an issue. But orthopraxy is, I don't care what you believe. I just care what you practice. And so if you pray,
that's the one I am.
If you do the moves, and in like different religious traditions have different sort of levels of this and are lean more in one direction or the other. Orthopraxy is easier to control because I can see what you're doing on a societal level. And sometimes the practice itself is the cleansing act. Like by practicing, it's like, I mean, even like yoga, right? Practicing yoga is a practice. It's not, you don't get it right. You just do it. You don't pray right or wrong. You just pray. And as long as you pray, you're doing what you need to do. Right? Like, that's enough. That's enough. No one can talk to you anymore. And so but also everyone can see that you're praying or not praying.
Well, can I combine two of your favorite topics, or like the topic you're talking about with a favorite topic of yours? Churches, mosques, and all of these religious institutions in the US, they don't pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just funny when you talk about orthopraxy, like the guys who are preaching the orthodoxy is very unwilling to practice, like give some taxes and help, the user base or the other people, like just the public. It's just funny how like the orthodoxy does not want to do orthopraxy when it comes to taxes.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's of course, I don't want to pay.
I don't want to go off
Man,
tangent.
we're doing an important public service right here.
I just
Like,
want to note it for you.
yeah. Even actually, you kind of touched into something that I wanted to kind of go into, but just to wrap, or not to wrap, no pun intended, but to wrap up the hijab topic, it's the this control on what people, how people dress, and how they and these rules, these are like arbitrary rules of like how they can participate in society. I mean, it's really ultimately, it's fascinating. It's actually fascinating how racist it is, and how like openly racist it is.
It's fascinating how openly racist, how brazen, and how hypocritical it is. I'm gonna say it. How like contradictory from the country that loves saying liberté, fraternité, égalité, freedom, brotherhood, and equality. How is it equal if you're pointing somebody out?
Yeah.
Where is the liberty in like saying no? You are not allowed to do this, right?
I feel like with power, and especially in like racist power, the most racist person in the room is doing the most pointing and fixing, and this is you, and this is you, and this is you. And when you have a particular strata that is the most powerful, I mean, okay, look, I think we all know what we're talking about, but when we have that situation, of course, you're just going to point at the ills, the falls, the wrongs of absolutely everyone, and really just divert attention from what you are doing, and everything. I mean, I think I've been pushing this a lot, and right now I don't even talk social issues. I mean, I talk social issues, but I don't all social issues. The root of all social issues are economic ones, and so you'll point to a social issue as being the issue so that you can avoid the actual economic issue that I'm dealing, and pulling that back to like to churches and tax-free religious institutions, going, okay, I mean, I really I can only look at things now with an economic lens. Like I feel like if you want to enact change, look at and any social justice issue, any social issue, find the economics, look at the economics.
The foundation of it will always be economics. This I agree 100%.
It's how we measure our lives. It's our unit of measurement of life. Like for better or worse, this is what it is. For better or worse,
unfortunately.
Yeah, for better or worse, it is the measure. Like, I mean, we measure countries and societies with GDP, and we see that and how productive they are as measured in currency. And so, I mean, even happiness, like we have no other measures for other things. What a contentment is. Like we can draw secondary characteristics of what, oh, this is a healthy society. This is a happy society. This is and we can draw sort of our psychological measures for that. But ultimately, I mean, we've in the last 250 years, the world is built on the economic lens, on the capital lens.
Well, this is what's so amazing, bro. You and I are not trained economists. We're educated, alhamdulillah, but we're not specialists in this. And yet it's clear as day to us where the issues lie, right? How do you justify these? Like, if we can see this, how do you not see it, right? Mm-hmm. This is the number one point. You're either too stupid or too corrupt.
It is the magic trick, right? Like, how does the magician pull off the illusion? They pull off the illusion by misdirection. They're point in one direction. Look at my hand here, look at my hand here, while the other hand behind me is doing the actual trick, whether it be like swiping the thing for you, and then at the end of the trick, you're like, oh my goodness, you deal with the fallout and the awe and the wonder from the trick, and the magician's like bouncing away, happy. Oh,
can I read something here, please?
Please.
The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary. The second act is called the turn. The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it into something extraordinary. But you wouldn't clap yet because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back. That's from The Prestige. So like, when they're doing part 1, part 2 of the act. And that's often what we see, by the way, with this Mexicans. They've taken like very ordinary, very cool like people, and they've turned them into something extraordinary. Gangsters, mobsters, rapists, drug dealers, right? Like, and they painted them sort of with one brush. All of them are like this, and I assume some, the minority, the leftovers, are good people, right?
Yeah.
And that's the trick you're talking about, is instead of talking about the economics, bro, your corporations have been Draculaing, vampiring your population, your public for the last 30, 40 years since Reagan was in office. Stop looking at the poor people under the border. How come you never look at the rich white people up the border when it comes to healthcare?
No, hey.
Like, you'll take the bad from down there, but you won't take the good from up there.
Racism. Look, racism.
Look,
and look at how
brown
racist
people,
they are.
Brown people
everywhere.
MS-13, bro.
Oh,
MS-13,
man.
boy.
Yeah. It's but then it actually laid me. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I actually wanted